Hey friends, Sherry here. Thanks so much for joining me today. Today I am just going to do a layout share, and these layouts have been completed over the course of the last couple of months. Things have been so crazy busy around here that when I do find time to scrap, I just have to get in there and get it done while the creative juices are flowing. And I don't want to take the time or don't have the time to set up my camera, and then the whole thought of editing and doing the process videos, which I haven't given up on. I just, rather than not create at all, I'm just, when the mood strikes, I'm creating and enjoying the process. And when things die down a little bit more for me, I will get back to some process videos. So here we go. Some of these were from National Scrapbook Day, which was in May for the Hip Kit Club. And others are for challenges. Others are just random things that I was in the mood to scrap. So here we go. Obviously, soccer mom. I took a picture of my son's filthy clothes because if you are a soccer mom, you know that is half of the battle. And I will never understand why they always wear white socks on the muddiest days. But anyway, this was a really fun, easy layout. Just cut some strips, did a little stitching. The ink splatters were part of the challenge, which are not my normal thing. And I knew this, using this really thick India ink, I knew better, but I was trying to speed up the drying process, and I dabbed a couple of these with paper towel, so it kind of ruined that perfect round splat. But it's okay. It kind of goes with the whole dirty laundry theme. So anyway, that's one. And I don't typically, I'm not sure which kits these are from. Hip Kit Club, of course, but when I get my kits, I obviously still have stuff left over from the previous month, so I just kind of throw it all in and go from there. So anyway, this was just a fun little soccer mom layout. Another soccer layout. Just this is one of my new favorite go-to designs. It's just this, not exact thirds, but the vertical paper. And this one I decided to go ahead and add a horizontal to. And I think this may have been for one of the challenges also. Just a fun, easy layout. And when I'm not being too lazy, I love to print my journaling. It just looks so clean and neat. But a lot of times I also like to use my handwriting too, so it just kind of depends what I'm in the mood for. But anyway, that's another one. This one makes me laugh because we were all dying over these rainbow thickers. And then shortly after I knew they were coming, lo and behold, we had a beautiful rainbow. And so I was really excited when all the scrappy gods align and the product comes just in time for the photos. So we had had a really stormy day, and then the sun was breaking through, and it was just so beautiful. So I was kind of inspired, and this is a whole mishmash of different products. But anyway, large photo corners, kind of a mix of, I love this old studio calico stickers that I had. This was for Allie Edwards' Day in the Life, which was May 12th, which just happens to be my birthday. So I was like, what the heck? I think I'll do this. I am not a Project Life girl. While I can appreciate it for others, it's just not my thing. But I did, for one day, it was fun to just kind of get in there and use those little cards and the little pockets and stuff. But I have to say, this is so much harder for me than a 12 by 12 layout. I'm not sure why. But one reason I don't really care for the whole Project Life, it's to me a little frenetic, and it's hard for me to find a place for my eye to rest. But I do, in small doses, like it. So this was fun. This was just a typical, even though it was my birthday, I still had regular things to do. So I incorporated all of that kind of thing. My daughter was sweet enough to serve me breakfast in bed. And carpool line, of course, never ending. And just kind of how I start my day with my little spark, me in the van, doing my thing. Let's see. Coffee. My morning check-in with Facebook and all those fun things and Hip Kit Club forum. This was like, even though it's my birthday, there's still chores to be done. Dirty dishes in the sink, all the beds to be made. Always have to take time out to love on Mr. Kitty. Always got to throw a little bit of exercise in, and these were just some photos I took that day when I was walking. My sweet friend Amy took me to lunch that day. I'm always stopping at this little local restaurant to pick up things, so of course there. This is hilarious. My son, during the month of May, when school starts winding down, I start getting text every single day. Hey, come and get me. This just cracked me up. Would you like to come get me? Please, birthday girl. I mean, he is so smooth. Like, how can I say no to that? So anyway, of course, I went to get him. Just fun little memories. Let's see, my favorite Kahlua fudge cake. Laundry. Trying to get the pool prepped, my daughter out on the swing set. This happens every day. We were taking a few family photos, and the cat, oh, it's so funny. The cat does not like to be left out, so he always runs out when he knows we're taking photos. And this, I just decided to incorporate a little 8.5 by 11 in this day in life so I could do show these photos a little bit better. And this, I love this paper. It's just so fun. So this, I just used little strips of washi tape and some stitching. Cut out a few of the hearts. Easy peasy. This was a pretty cut file from, I'm not sure if it was Nicole or Ashley, but either way, I loved it. And just a fun, easy little layout there. And here is more on our way to dinner. We went to Outback. This is, the cat always hangs out in my scrapbook room at my feet, and my daughter sometimes at my feet. And then this is me at night relaxing, going, okay, time to kick back and relax. Okay, this was a free cut file from, I think, Ashley, and shame on me, I should write these things down. But I just loved that cut file, so I scaled it down. This paper from Simple Stories is so beautiful, so I wanted to make sure I aligned this up where it would look like the sun shooting out. So I obviously backed it with some patterned paper, used these fun poolside thickers. This was my daughter at camp. I just love these photos. When this paper came, I couldn't believe it. It was so perfect. And I used those cutouts from this to make an edge on the paper, a border on the paper. Just really fun, easy, but just, I love it. It's one of my favorites. And then because I love this paper so much, I had to do another one. This was from our vacation last fall down in Fort Myers Beach. But again, I just love the whole sunburst effect of this. So I decided to emphasize that and do some stitching and use some of this fun, I believe this is pink paisley, just a whole mishmash of fun things. Loved it. We played a lot of tennis that week, and I just kind of wanted to capture that moment. It was a lot of fun. This is another, let's see, this one I just did. This was from our 30th anniversary trip last year. And of course, this was so beautiful. They would serve you drinks, food, whatever you wanted all day long. They would even, in the middle of the day, bring out popsicles, and just, it was fabulous. So I just had to title this Soak It In, Girl. Hashtag Am I Dreaming? Because, yeah, these are the kind of moments that you just kind of want to be able to go back to and go, oh, that day, that beautiful, wonderful day. And so that's basically what this is. Just fun. And this is actually from, I believe, the June Hip Kit. Most of this is, yes. And this 30 was from some vellum paper that came in the kit. So I'm really happy with the way that turned out. Continuing on with the Grand Cayman photos. I did a collage on PicMonkey, which is just an easy, convenient way to make a collage. You don't have to go to Photoshop. You can just go to PicMonkey, upload your photos, and voila, there you go. And of course, this was a beautiful romantic trip for us, but I also, it was last year, which it was great and fun, and I'm kind of glad now that I've had a little time from the actual trip to scrapping it, because if I had scrapped it then, it would have just been all rainbows and mush, I'm sure. But it's kind of good to have a little bit of time perspective. And of course, now we've been married 31 years. And although it's been great and wonderful, I just kind of wanted later in life, when my kids look back through these, to see happily ever after isn't always easy, but so worth it in the end. And that's true. And what I was trying to do with this, the whole happily ever after, I was playing off of it, and I wanted the end to stand out like this is a fairy tale come true, but it's also a journey, and it's, it's not all fun every day, but in the end, of course, it is so worth it. So I really love this layout. It's really simple, but really speaks to me. And I used this pink paisley paper, but to soften that gold a little bit, I just stuck some vellum over it and just stitched it down. And use these Amy Tangerine epoxy little circles and just kind of back those with pattern paper, and there you go. And this is one I just got up this morning, and I was still working on those Grand Cayman photos, and I loved this photo of my husband. We were at Fort George in Georgetown. My husband's name is George, and I just love the way these cork elements work off of the brown and the palm trees. So this layout threw itself together without much effort at all. We have these fancy pants tags that I wanted to use, and so I just kind of decided to use those for an element. Back to this with a little craft paper. The only thing I think that didn't come in the kit was the craft paper and this washi tape. But other than that, just a really quick layout, and there you have it. I hope to get back to process videos within the next couple of weeks, but I can't guarantee it. But again, thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing my layouts. Thanks.